the first thing they want to know is to write up everything that happened from the day you left until you returned, everything that went on. So I did. I had nothing to hide. You know, I told them everything. And I told them how I left. And by doing that, I'm sure that some of their freedoms have been now taken away for the existing Sea Org members, because once they find out how you did something, they're going to put in something, some method to prevent that. I told them that I had a sexual encounter during my 2 weeks. Well, then I became a leper. They wanted me back on post as soon as I got there. They wanted me to forgive everything, come back on post. We don't care what happened. We want you back on post. And then as soon as I said...
But it's only because the revenues had dropped.
Oh, they dropped,
right? This was a
lower
revenue
than they'd ever had in the history of flag. It was big. It was a big flag.
So they wanted you on back because they wanted the revenue up. Not because they wanted you, but they
Can I tell you something funny? The deputy captain, very senior, came to me. And you know why he was angry? Because I didn't leave a lineup of who to get money from the day I left. That was what he was upset about. The income went down because I didn't provide a lineup of who they should call to, you know, to get the money from that week. That's why he was angry with me.
So you go back and you tell them you had a sexual encounter?
Yes.
Did you say you had a sexual encounter with a wog?
Yes, I did.
And what was the reaction?
Shock and awe. They were just horrified. They wanted to send me to the Rehabilitation Project Force for that. And just moments ago, they loved me, want me back on post. No questions asked. And now was...
the revelation that you had sex.
Yes.
And for that, they wanted North Korean mind control rehabilitation project force.
Yes. And there's just one more little thing about that. By the time I was finally ready to leave, 6 weeks later, the same deputy captain came back. Even though they wanted to assign me to the RPF, he said, you know, I'm sure I can get that handled. We just want you to come back on post. I can handle that RPF assignment. We want the money. We want you back on post because we know you can make money. Of course I didn't. It was hard. It was very hard. I mean, I was getting people coming to me at the end there, pleading with me not to leave.
And they just let you leave?
Well, I had to do a routing form, which you have to go through different points around the organization. But I had to wait a lot for things because you're not considered of any priority. And then one time I was called in by the security chief, and I said, oh my God, what did I do now? Put me in a room and said, listen, we wasted a lot of hours looking for you because you blew. You owe us. Because we couldn't be selling basics. We couldn't be selling books for the church during that time, and we all have our quotas to sell books. And because of that, now you need to buy some books. I know you have a couple of credit cards. Here's a phone. I'm leaving you alone in this room. Get your credit cards raised, and I want you to buy at least 3 packs of these books, and they're all $3,000 each. And I need you to handle it, figure it out. So many things are wrong with this. One, when you're in an ethics condition, like I was, you're not supposed to have a phone to call people with. You could be calling anybody. So, but I had a phone and I was left alone. Plus they put me in touch with my ex-husband and I wasn't supposed to be talking to him either. That was also supposed to be an ethics offense. And so I ended up buying, and I had literally no money, just I happened to have some credit, 3 more sets of basics. And then they got my ex-husband to buy a set for me too, for me personally to have.
They force you, because you have a couple of credit cards, to give them $9,000
right.
to buy these regurgitated books called Basic. And you've got to give them $9,000 to get out of there.
Because I owed them. Yeah.
Well, that's their spend. That's
their
spend. You owed them. You had your sleep deprivation. Mm-hmm. You had your weeks of 1 hour, 2 hours sleep a night. But you have to pay them $9,000 to walk out that door
Right.
to buy these books.
Right.
And you did it.
I didn't have the courage to say no. I suppose I could have, but I just,
You were completely beaten down by then.
I was, I said, I just got to get out of here. I don't know how to get out of this room. I mean, I thought, I was like, how do I get out of this room? My God.